Welcome to the Agent from Within podcast, the only podcast that's here to develop the real estate agent as a human being, to help you get out of your own way, to actually align yourself to what you really want in your life, and then build a real estate business around that. We have to focus on the person behind the strategies. Yes, this is going to be filled with tactics, business advice, amazing interviews. But if you're not in the right place mentally and emotionally, you will self-sabotage your business. You will chase, you will compare. This is about creating the best race car driver, not just the best race car. Any race car driver can jump into any car and win the race. We need to develop you as a human being. This is the only place that real estate agents can actually focus on growing yourself and growing your business. Cheers.
Step one, organize your last year of sales, because there's two things. The deal by deal system isn't in place, but we've done a bunch of deals already. So we have to, in my opinion, which I'm doing in my company right now, is let's go back to talk to our clients. Okay. Let's go back to them. So I would go and print off, whatever you want to do digitally too, is every deal you did last year. Personally, I'd go back 3 years. I don't care. What's the worst thing that can happen? They don't do it. But it's, if you're not giving your clients high value touches, this is a really great opportunity. Now, this will expose how great you keep track of your client list. Because if that's not organized, you're way behind in the game already. I meet people that are 15 years in the game and I say, hey, let's touch base with your list. And they're like, yeah, I got to get that put together. I'm like, holy crap, huge miss. This is where an assistant comes in for me because I suck at it. I really know what I'm not good at. And that's my power as well. And hopefully you guys can start owning what you're not good at as well, because then you'll have way more power in running your companies. So next, so organize your list. Let's go back. So let me get some of my notes here. It doesn't matter if they've bought, sold, or leased, because I know there's a lot of people in different countries and different people that follow this in different provinces that lease. In Alberta, it's not a thing that happens here, but there's a lot of things. So these are still clients in my mind if you're into the leasing game. What I would do is this. I would touch base with every one of them. So this is the first step, is organize your last years of sales. Get that organized, get that set up and ready. So that's email. I would have all the emails, names. If you have a CRM, that's great. If you're organized, awesome. So you're done. That's easy. But again, go back at least a year, because I want to grade. I'm going to create a grading system year by year on my client experience. And that's where we're getting to right now. Okay. Through this, we'll be able to grade. So next one, let's build the survey. Okay. I've got my whole survey right here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So this is going to be on the recording as well. Does anybody use Google Docs right now? Google Docs. Okay, here's what I say. Let's just do a little rant here for a second. The one thing I don't like, and I don't want myself to do this, and I just feel like I don't like it, not because it bothers me, it's because it limits you. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, I'm just not technical. Like I see 40, 50, 60-year-old people say these things to me, and it drives me crazy, because I'm like, do you know how easy it is to learn? What I want you to do is, if you don't know what Google Docs and Google Forms is, Google's Forms, I want you to Google it, spend the time to figure it out. If you can't figure it out, find someone to figure it out, because it's an amazing tool for this survey. So I'm going to share my screen. Where is it here? Just give me 1 second. Where is it here? Just give me 1 second here. There it is. Oops. Bingo. Okay. You guys see it? This is exactly what my clients are going to see. Just let me get rid of the faces I'm looking at here. Okay. Okay, guys, let's walk through this. This is something built on it's Google Forms. Okay. This is what we call it. It's very specific. It's called the Team Osterveld Customer Experience Survey. This is not a feedback review. This is not a customer satisfaction review. It's a customer experience report survey. So here's what it is. I'm going to read through this and we're going to talk through it. So first thing is this. Our business, this is what they're first going to read, the clients. Our business culture and success has always been in creating a world-class client experience for our clients. We never want to assume that we are leading the pack. We want to stay humble and ask our clients for feedback on our business. This information is truly a gift as we raise the bar and try every deal to increase the service we give. The conversation behind our back is truly our brand, not just a logo on a card. Thank you for your big, bold, honest feedback. Next, first and last name. Now, as you see here, I've got a team, okay? So the team, this is a very powerful tool that I'm implementing for my team, is because I can actually grade each of my team members according to client experience, not according to how much money they made, how many deals they made. I want to judge my team on how powerful was their experience. So they're going to click which agent, it's a drop-down menu, and which agent is actually going to be serving them. Next, how long have you been a client? We want to know the length of how long they've been. How satisfied or dissatisfied are you with Team Osterveld? Okay. Next one, rate us according to the following: 1, being unsatisfactory; 5, being average; 10, being excellent. So what we've got is response time, empathy, transparency, communication skill, real estate knowledge, going above and beyond, and referable. Next, how likely are you to use the service again? Use our services again. This is one of my favorite questions, guys. What is the most memorable about your client experience? Like, what do they think of when they think, well, there's so many hours we spent with these people. What is the 1 or 2 things that just pop out? Like, oh, he was always late, or, oh, wait, man, he was so thoughtful. Like, I want to see the pattern after 100 deals. Like, what are people constantly saying? What's our strength, and where do we need to grow? How likely is it that you would recommend Team Osterveld to a friend or colleague? Did I have this one? Yeah. How would we be way better? Not just how can we be better, because most likely, I'm assuming most people are going to like our experience, but how can we be way better? Because I don't want everyone to say, oh, you're great, you're great, you're great, oh, it was great. That does nothing for us. We want to know details. So the next thing is this: 1 thing on your bucket list. It's a totally random question, but this is kind of where I want to end it, because I want to find out something that they love, because maybe, just maybe, I can give that to them. Just imagine they say, you know what, the 1 thing on my bucket list is to do a hot air balloon ride. What if I gave that to them? What if we created an event totally built around their bucket list? I want to know what these people are about. The next one is this. Optional written testimony. So I don't know what this big space is. Oh, there we go. We can use, optional written testimony we can use for basic marketing. The more raw and honest, the more believable. So guys, this is what goes out. Let me just jump back to stop sharing. Okay. So guys, I want to stop right there. I want you to throw out some questions, any thoughts. This is the time we can do some interactions here. So you've just seen the entire form. You guys are going to get all of that as well. You're going to get screenshots of every question we do and everything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to be implementing this right away this week, or today, this week or Monday. And every single person that we dealt with last year is going to get this. But what we're going to do is every single person. So let's talk about, actually, just let me back up for a second. Questions. Any questions on this so far? Nothing. How many people see this that had some value? Does someone say, I don't think, hey, Jen.
I was muted. I was talking to myself.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. I was going to say, with your survey, do you find that people are actually honest, given that they're putting their own name in the construction?
That's one question. It's a great question. I was thinking of doing an anonymous one, potentially. Yeah. Like a name is optional, because you can actually, on Google, you can actually do optional. So that's those. So, okay. So the thing about that is, okay, think about business for a second, okay? We don't move forward because we don't know what's going to happen. We like certainty so much that we do nothing. People won't write exams because they think, what if I fail? People don't ask a girl on a date because what if she says no? Like, guys, this is what's cool. In business, move forward, test, change, test, change. We want to hit it out of the park perfect every time. You should look what I've got going on, guys. I've got an academy and I'm not fully ready on the vault, but it's working. You guys are going to give me some feedback on this. And it's going really well. But I also did a few of these coaching sessions before I launched my academy just to see what it felt like. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. So what you want to do is moving forward is, you guys know the saying, you can't drive a car unless it's moving forward. So execute it. If everyone's giving you fake feedback, take off the name and see what happens. So this is what's so freaking exciting about business. You can't lose. Every single thing you do is new data. It's just data. If we can get ourselves out of the way and someone's like, oh, I hate this form. Oh, why? Maybe it's the one guy that hated it and 15 people loved it. So we still got data. So if we can get ourselves out of the way, we can be very successful, because it's like artificial intelligence. Well, that didn't work. Change it. That changed it. That didn't work. Oh, that works. It's almost like just figure it out. It's very exciting. If you have an idea, launch it. It totally sucked. It sucked, but it won't. But not knowing is the worst curse of all. Like, I wonder if that would try it. You know, Ben Lotz was just on the phone here. He's actually going to be speaking at our Edmonton event. I'm giving him a platform. He's literally a competitor in our same town, but he's become a good friend of mine. And the reason why is because he just had this crazy, like he started just being himself. He used to overthink things. And he thought, you know what, I'm going to do a playground pub crawl. It was just this crazy idea he had. Will it work? And he sat on it for like 6 months. And he's like, you know what? Because he's got no deals coming in. He was like, screw it. I'll just put it out there. He did an honest video and says, hey guys, if you bring your kids, we're doing a Spruce Grove park crawl. So literally they walked park to park to park. I think last one he had 300 or 400 people. The guy is absolutely exploded, but he wouldn't have known that if he didn't do it. He sat on an idea and guess what? No many ideas didn't work. Who cares? I fail more than anybody, but I'm moving forward and I'm going to win. My little rant. Okay, guys. I like the idea of the bucket list. Great way to create a wow factor. Yep. Awesome. That was a good one. Any other questions about the survey? A little more, anything else? Thoughts?
When they is there any way to track if they open it or have seen it?
Yeah, you get, you can put it through MailChimp or any kind of, you can send it out that way. That's what we usually do. So on MailChimp, and I'm not recommending MailChimp, it's just what I'm using. There's 100 different like ClickFunnels. There's all kinds of different programs, but MailChimp, you can see who clicked, where they clicked, how long they were there. You can everything. So that's when I send you guys like a email to the group, I can see when you clicked, when you opened it.
Okay. All right.
And then you can see that they opened the form, but they didn't fill it out.
Right.
Does that answer your question, Chris? There's lots of programs. I use MailChimp.
Which is great, because like if I see that they didn't say they opened it but they didn't fill it out, then I can do a follow-up based on that reaction and say to them, oh, just want to make sure you got it. I know.
And the MailChimp actually gives you an option that'll remind you of 24 hours later saying, these people did not open it. Push this one single button and it sends it to all the people again who didn't open it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you usually get another 25% of those guys opening it. But if they don't open it ever, it's not personal, guys.
Oh God, no. No.
But like, we have to remember these things. Like, we get so hung up like, that ought to be Steve from Montreal. How's it going, Steve?
Very good. Yourself?
Good. Thanks for joining up, man. I saw you register. I was pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Okay, so
this survey, I actually do one with my listings like 30 days out. I sent them a survey to ask them how I'm doing so far for them.
Yeah, and that's a great idea. So you're saying that after 30 days, you send out saying, here's a survey, give me some feedback on how I'm doing. Do you know what, Steve? I love that because how many listings are like, they don't actually tell you? That's a really great idea. What do you guys think? Cool idea? Like a 30-day, what do you call it, Steve?
I just said it. It's it's an email. Well, I use Infusionsoft, so a lot of my.
That's the mothership.
So I mean, it just goes out automatically. It goes in a form of an email. They click on the link, and I'm able to see if they clicked on the link, what they responded. So basically, it's just I think it's 4 or 5 very simple questions.
Smart. Yeah, you can't have more than that for something like that. Like, would you say like, how is my response time? How do you think it's going? How do you like the feedback? You know, is the marketing working? Is there any improvements? Is there something you wanted to tell us that you haven't yet? Like I think I'm going to implement that, Steve, taking the survey and doing a 30-day automatic update email. I've just come up with a name like a performance survey, or I would even call it the 30-day customer experience, listing customer experience survey or something like that. Spin it on the customer experience.
And in that, I think one of the questions is also if they would refer me or recommend me to one of their friends or family. I figured do it at the start while they still love you, in case of,
well, that's actually leads me to another point. When do we send this customer survey? So what we do is first we get caught up, okay? And then what we need to do is, oh yeah, that's what we need to do. So first of all, what I would do is this: to execute, to get the catching up, I'd write a single email to every single person separately. Remember what I told you about diluting? If you do a mass email, it's going to be diluted, especially if you haven't talked to them in a while, or even if it's been 6 months. I would write the email. I've actually got some emails. I'm going to read the emails to you guys. So there's going to be a bit of me reading, and I kind of suck at reading, so just bear with me. And so what's going to happen though is you're going to have these scripts given to you on the download, so you can actually inspire from them to make them your own. I'm not a big fan on copying scripts, but if something feels like it's your own, then use it. But just make sure. So first of all, I would write an email and I'd send it to every person that I've done a deal with. But the thing is though, how do you deliver? I'd like to deliver in a way that best fits my clients. If it's a young millennial, I might send it through Facebook Messenger. If it's a, like if they're email people, then email works. Maybe there's an old timer that needs a phone call. Like, I just think we got to think about that kind of things. If you want good feedback, obviously email is probably going to be the #1 way to go. Most people are good with that. So I'm going to read some of these, okay? You guys can listen to this and then we can give you copies. So context. If you're a solo agent, so you remember what there's some people that were at my event in Toronto and in the other Vancouver and Edmonton. I'm going to start the same way, is to say we need context. Every bit of advice is not good advice unless you have context. If someone gives you advice and they didn't ask a question, they're probably just advice givers. And what they're assuming is that they are giving you advice according to exactly how they live their life and their situation. So if someone says, like someone goes, oh, you need to use this CMA, or you need to do it like this. Well, they didn't even ask, are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Are you like, there's so many different things in context. Are you a buyer's agent? Do you have a team? How long have you been in real estate? There's so many things to ask before I can give good advice. So when I was thinking of writing scripts, context has to be there. What I mean by this, so this scenario is if you don't have a team and you're just an agent on your own. Okay, so here's what I wrote. Hi, Connor. I thought I would touch base because we're coming to our end of the year. And every year I like to get honest about my business and challenge myself to improve my experience, my customer experience as I plan for the coming year. Overall, I get a fair amount of referrals and overall seem to get very good response with people. But I never want to grow complacent and assume I have it figured out. This is why I'm touching base with all my clients who bought and sold this year with me, and I'm asking for help. That's the trigger word. This link is a simple client experience feedback form with 6 easy questions that would really help me check in and improve my business. Even the smallest improvement can make a world of difference to my client experience. If you can do the quick survey, it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much, Ben. A lot of psychology in when I write a note. Like, I think about these people and how it trigger them, and what emotions are going to hit them. How are they going to actually execute and get on this thing? I just kind of spend time thinking about that person. And a lot of people do a lot of writing and they make it very fluffy. Oh, thank you very much. It's so great. Blah, blah, blah. It's all the same. But I kind of go into explaining that, like, what I'm saying is that we're successful. Overall, I get a fair amount of referrals. So it's not like I'm really struggling, I need some advice, because we don't want to position it like that. I'm going to be confident. Look, we're getting a lot of referrals and pretty good response. But the thing is, we got to stay humble. So just that whole flavor really matches the culture of the business that we're doing. So next thing, if you're on a team, okay? Let's say you're on a team, and there's gonna be a lot of people that watch this that are on teams. So this, hi Mary, I thought I would touch base. So it's very similar. It's just a little bit of a different twist. I thought I would touch base. We are coming to our year end. We as a team like to get real honest about our business and challenge ourselves to improve the team's customer experience as we plan for the coming year. Overall, we get a fair amount of referrals, seem to get good response, same kind of thing. Then we say this, response with the people we deal with, but in our team culture, we never want to grow complacent and assume we have it all figured out. This is why, as a team, we decided to touch base with all our clients that bought and sold this year and ask for help. And it's the same finish. Here's the 6 questions. It's easy to do. But again, if you're on a team, this is something that you could have 4 or 5 of your team members do. Next. So that's what you do to catch up. That's the catch up script, okay? To get into, to launch the system to go back. Now, managing it going forward. The best time to send the survey is after the waiver. So I know there's a lot of different provinces and even countries. So the thing is, because there's waiver, there's firm, there's Esquire, oh geez, in Esquire, is that right? My head's stopping now.
Escrow.
Thank you. My brain sometimes stops. So what I want to do is once it's the point of no return, they've waived conditions, they've done their inspections, they've set it up, it's now locked in. The only thing that has to happen is key release. That's when I want to send the survey. And I've asked a few different people about this, just doing my own little research. And that's kind of the consensus. But again, we test it. So we're going to send it after, because that's probably when they're mostly just finished engaging with us, and we're going to get a little bit of feedback. But they haven't done the red carpet or the key release, which is actually kind of good because that blows their minds by doing a really, really good key release. So I kind of want to do it before that. So we send it in that way. So you understand that's the timing. But so every single deal I send, or I want to send this out right after they waive conditions and it's locked in. Now, I've written another email. This is, again, the solo agent. Once we're in the deal by deal, okay, we're not catching up anymore. Here's how it goes. First off, I want to say thank you again for letting me help you with your purchase or sale. Now, I put in brackets. You can write something at this point that's personal and engaging. Like, for example, oh, I can't believe the Oilers lost again last night. I guess we're still waiting for the team to gel together and finally live up to their potential. Because if he was a hockey guy, I would put something personal. If you don't do that, it's just kind of an engineering kind of like step 1, step 2, step 3. Just add a little personality into it. And I said, the reason I'm emailing you is actually looking for a little help. The one thing I always do in business is ask for honest feedback from every deal I do, because I have a real commitment to customer experience and want to always challenge myself to be better and always grow. So many agents find a level of success and grow complacent. So I'm comparing myself, which is what I want. I want to say I'm better than the other guys without saying I'm better than the other guys. I want them to notice that we go above and beyond, but not by just being an arrogant guy. It's kind of a subtle self-compliment saying so many agents find a level of success and grow complacent. By the way, that's so true. And assume people are happy with their experience they receive. I don't want to be that guy. So I have to come up with a few basic questions. So I've come up with a few basic questions. I'm asking every person who I buy and sell to help me continue to learn and grow. If you wouldn't mind doing this quick survey, it'd help a lot. It means the world to me. So it's a little bit of a different angle. The next one is this. What if your assistant sends this out? Which is what's going to happen with me now, because I'm at a level that I'm going to have. What I really like is this. If you guys ever have a team members, if you are, what you want to do is have this automated. This is what's going to happen. My assistant is going to do everyone's on my team. So I've got 4 other agents that work for me. I can actually use this as a grading system for my agents. And I've talked to them all about it. I said, I want to grade all you guys on customer experience, nothing else. So I said, what's going to happen is we're going to get good feedback for you. So I'm adding value to my team, because this feedback, imagine being on a team and this just shows up with your results. This is what's cool about building a team. And these are the things I want to add value to my team. So how I would write it is, first off, I want to thank you for letting us help you with your purchase or sale. This is my assistant. Then if your assistant knows something personal, that's cool too, but it all depends. It might not be as personal. Like maybe they could say, man, we were all so happy when your house sold. After 2 extensions to the conditions, we were wondering if this thing was ever going to get done. We're so happy for you guys. Like that's like an assistant can probably mention something personal that way. And then it's literally the same one. As a team, the one thing we're committed to is honest feedback. We want to raise our game. We don't want to get complacent. A lot of guys get successful. and they get complacent. We don't want to be those guys. So we're literally sending a message about our culture, who we are, our belief systems, and it's confident. Any feedback on the scripted kind of ideas of writing, or does it all make sense? Any ideas? Now this is where Ben style comes in. Survey's good. Okay, we've got some value out of it. But what I like to do is remember this: all sales, all referrals, everything comes from high value touches. If I can do more touches of high value out of one system or one marketing program, I win. Like, for example, some people hand out pumpkins. We actually did a pumpkin carving competition with the free pumpkin. So they would have to come back to us. We could do drop off gifts. We could do thank you cards. We get 6 or 7 interactions out of one marketing plan. You can't beat me. If you just give a pumpkin away compared to what we do, then I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm just showing you we become very, very hard to beat because we have so many different touches along the way, but they're all high value touches. So here's the thing. After they complete the survey, here's what we do. Remember that this is where all referrals come. They're primed. Let's do it where they're thinking that it's all said and done and it's over. After you receive the feedback, what you need to do is learn from it and raise your game. First of all, take it to heart. This is not just marketing. This is take it to heart. The next thing is this. First of all, one other thing. On the questionnaire that we have, or the survey, it says, if you want to write a testimony. First of all, don't forget to organize that. Take the testimony, put it in a Dropbox file, put it in somewhere that you can have all of these organized. Like, you might want to just, like rewrite it or something, or just create an actual file of all these different testimonies. Now, here's a little tip for you guys. This is one thing that I haven't, we'll bring it up again from a marketing side. This has been really powerful. Put a copy of their testimony in the client file as well. Here's what you need to do. The reason why is if you ever get a listing in the same neighborhood, you get that testimony, print it off and bring it into your CMA and say, oh yeah, 116 Carmichael Road, we sold that one. Here's Jen. She put a little letter together just in case she knows I'm selling in the area. You can even ask these people at that point, would you write a letter? I've got a listing in the same area. Now, if you have 10 or 15 or 20 of these recommendation letters, guess what? You'll do it by area. It don't just bring a random one. A random testimony anyone can do. But if I say your 3 doors down neighbor, this is what she had to say. But that's a really good tip. We're putting that one in right now. It's so powerful. See, everyone's like, testimonies. I'll write my own friggin' testimony. No one knows, but if it's Johnny 3 doors down, like that testimony went from like a $2 value to a $100 value. But who's going to implement it? Who knows? That's my chip on my shoulder sometimes, because I'm going, you know what? Here's the thing. It's not that you're not going to. It's the whole idea that we crave knowledge, but the guy who executes wins. I'm going to be beating that down constantly. The guy who executes wins. Even if it sucks, it's an execution. If you learn that it's not your thing, then kill it, but you execute. Now, what we need to do is once we've organized that, we write them a handwritten thank you card and put it in the mail or drop it off. This has been like the most powerful tool, hands down, is a white thank you card. If you go to Michael's or an art store, a lot of times Michael's are $1 for like 8 of them or 6 of them. And they're just beautiful little, just thank you. I probably got them. I got thank you cards everywhere in my life, just not right now. And so what you want to do is you don't want to put your face on it. Please don't. No one wants a picture of your face. The reason why is this. They won't display it. Jay wants his face on it, eh? Or he probably just printed a whole bunch. Sorry, dude. No, like it's not going to hurt you. It just doesn't get to raise the game to maybe they'll put it on their mantle. It just says, thank you. If anyone knows me, I did a CMA and I won that way. I walked in and I put a little thank you card in their door the day before I had a CMA. I walk in, I'm competing against the biggest real estate agents in the city. And there's my thank you card on their mantle before I even met them. Guess who got the listing? It was easy. It's thoughtfulness, guys. It's effort, showing effort and thoughtfulness. So when they're not expecting it, this is the time. If you want to put a $5 gift in, say, thank you so much for your testimony, put that into your listing costs, guys. It's part of your listing deals. Just $5, have a bunch of Starbucks cards, and just because a thank you card and a $5, have a drink on me. So here's what I wrote. Hi, John. I just wanted to say thank you for doing the client experience survey. It really helps raise the bar and check in on the service we provide. Thanks again. Have a drink on me. So what we've done is we've hit them how many times? That's the goal. See, a lot of people don't stay in touch with their clients, and these are like really cool touches along the way. Then they get their magnet of them with their key release. Then they get their birthday gifts, and then they get, there's the client, there's the thing, like it's along the way. They free tickets to the home and garden show. These are our systems, but we're constantly giving high value touches to our lists, and we're actually doing that to our prospects, but that's another thing. So the system is built on humility and vulnerability, which creates real connections. But let's talk about the negative feedback real quick. What are we going to do with the negative feedback? First of all, I'm actually loving that. And I think that's fantastic, because these are the people, just remember, there's a psychological personality called a logical mind. We'll get into this stuff too. There's so much stuff we can talk about. But the logical mind is someone that will poke holes in your plan. I call them the assholes. It's kind of like you got this amazing plan and he's like, well, that's not going to work, that's not going to work, and that's not going to work. That's actually their gift, but we're sitting there busy taking it personal. You need that guy. He's the final guy to review your plan, and you know that he's going to beat it up. But if he can't beat it up, he's going to go, respect, couldn't beat it up. That's just how these guys are. Understanding human beings is the most powerful tool in the world. So here's the thing. When someone gives you feedback, take it to heart, but also use context. Don't write it off. Be like, oh, they're assholes, or like really check in. Maybe talk to someone. Go, do you think this is me? And if everyone says no, but remember, there's a lot of people that don't ever give you straight advice. There's a lot of people, oh no, you're amazing. Tamara's amazing. Oh my goodness. Like, oh, that would never, like, no, you need someone like, yeah, you're kind of like that. Like, oh, see, that's how I find my success in coaching, is that I'm willing to, call it out. It's not never comfortable to call someone out and be like, yeah, you're kind of a dick, and when you do this, like that's actually where you deeply care for someone that just goes, oh no, you're amazing. I feel like it's kind of selfish, because I need good advice. So when we get negative feedback, take it to heart, analyze it, look at it, stare in the eye. If it's one of your clients that are just out to lunch, like schizophrenic, throw it away. But maybe look at it. They might have something there. Remember, we're here to raise our game. We're here to create a better experience. So just take it to heart.